Hey, what's happening guys? Welcome to eReviews. As most of you know, I recently upgraded a lot of things on my setup, but the most significant one was the LG 24-inch IPS Slim LED Monitor. Costing a whopping 14,000 rupees, it's definitely one of the biggest investments that I've made on my setup so far. I've been living with it for a month now, so is this monitor a grant or a rant from my end? Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out, so without any further ado, let's get started. Starting with the unboxing experience, I was a bit confused. Not because of the product, but because of the fact that Amazon delivered just the monitor box. Yep, no Amazon's brown carton or bubble wraps, just the monitor box with the prime tape and shipping labels. Not sure why it happened, but it did. Anyways, the unboxing was simple and straightforward. Opening up the box, I was greeted with a quality assurance report. Digging deeper, you have the metal stand that holds up the display. That's followed up by the power adapter, some screws, VGA cable, and a CD to install their proprietary software for more control over the display. Then you get another metal joint that links the stand and the display. After that, you have the showstopper, the display itself. First impressions, it's massive, but it's so sleek and slim. Setting up the monitor was a breeze. You just need some tech common sense and you're good to go. Once it's up, boy oh boy, doesn't it look majestic. And once you turn it on, it becomes both majestic and gorgeous at the same time. Coming to the build quality, it's mostly made up of plastic with a metallic finish, but the usage of plastic does not mean it is cheap. The slim form factor, little to no bezel design, and the overall finishing screams craftsmanship. All these contributes to its nickname Infinity Display Monitor. But there are downsides to this design. Though the stand holds up the display pretty well, the joint is too small and light for the giant display. It makes the display wobble even with the slightest of touches or table movements. It's really annoying at first given the fact that you've paid 14,000 rupees, but since it doesn't hinder usage, you kinda get used to it. Another downside is you cannot wall mount this monitor. There is one nifty feature I liked, and that's the plastic clip that snaps all your cables in one place, making cable management very easy. Now coming to ports, that's quite a lot for a monitor. You have two HDMI ports, one VGA port, one audio input port, a headphone jack, and the power input port. There's an audio input port because the monitor has stereo speakers which are down facing and provide good sound, but more on that later. So coming to the verdict, the monitor is built and designed beautifully, but considering the downsides of the same, I give the LG 24-inch Infinity Display Monitor a decent score of 7 out of 10. Moving on to performance, this is where things look up, like literally. The 24-inch real estate provides a resolution of 1920x1080 with a color gamut sRGB rating of over 99% and color range of 16.7 million. Now what all that meant is that the color accuracy, amount of contrast and black levels are all on point. You get an almost lifelike picture experience with this display. The display also has a wide viewing angle of 178 degrees. Well, if you don't like the stock settings, you can always tailor it to your needs, either using the standard menu or the proprietary software that gives you full control of what you see on the display. If you're a photographer or a video creator like me, you'll love your work even more while doing it on this monitor. Well, all is not well. There are two things that might be considered bummer by a certain group of people. First, the brightness of this monitor is not crazy high, but that's for a reason. This is one of the most energy efficient monitors out there, hence the reason its brightness is at a very power efficient level of 250 nits or candles per square meter. But for a regular user like myself, this was way more than enough. Second is the refresh rate. It has an industry norm refresh rate of 60 Hz, which will definitely put off a hardcore gamer. Being a casual gamer myself, I noticed little to no input lag. You gotta trust me when I say the immersive experience makes you forget these two downers. One trick up this monitor sleeves is the stereo speakers. Down facing, this is what they sound like. speakers have a good soundstage, but they lack bass and volume. So if you live in a small dorm room or a small room, this should be sufficient, but I highly recommend getting an external 2.1 channel speaker system to add to the overall immersive experience. So coming to the verdict on the performance, I'm absolutely flattered by this monitor. I can proudly say I do not regret spending 14,000 rupees on a piece of tech peripheral. I mean, how many products that you come across can make you say that? With that experience, I give the LG 24-inch IPS Slim LED monitor an awesome score of 9 out of 10 in the performance section, giving it an overall score of 16 out of 20. If you're on the lookout for a big and good quality monitor, then this should be at the top of your list. But if you want the same 24-inch form factor but on a budget, then BenQ has two 24-inch monitors which are priced under 9,000 rupees. I'll be sure to leave the links in the description below. Alright guys, so that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Also, like key reviews on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for some good tech information and fun giveaways. This is Santosh signing off for e-reviews. You guys have a great day.